Greetings. My name is Malik Jabbar, author of the Astrological Foundation of the Christ Myth in 4 volumes and other books on the subject of astrotheology. Our subject today is focused on the annual Christian celebration of the Assumption of the Virgin Mary. This religious holiday is celebrated annually on August 15 throughout much of the Christian world. We shall prove that this myth concerning the alleged Mother of God is totally based on cosmic mythology. It is asserted by the faithful that on the date August 15, that the Virgin Mary, at the end of her earthly life, was miraculously floated from earth to heaven so as to spend eternity with her Son, Jesus Christ. According to the Bible, the last appearance of Jesus Christ on this planet also ended in a heavenly transport. The Bible tells us that in the days after the resurrection of Jesus, after he had made various appearances validating his resurrection from the dead, he gathered with a small portion of his followers, blessed them, and then took flight into the sky and journeyed home to heaven. This is mentioned in Luke of the Bible in the 24th chapter. And I'd like to read that to you. In Luke, the 24th chapter, verses 50 through 52. And he led them out as far as to Bethany. And he lifted up his hands and blessed them. And it came to pass, while he blessed them, he was parted from them and carried up into heaven. And they worshipped him and returned to Jerusalem with great joy. So the last sighting of Jesus Christ, according to the Bible, was his ascension, or floating through the sky toward his home in heaven. Of course, the faithful believe that this actually happened. I truly find such faith and belief quite astonishing. But faith is faith. Christian tradition holds that sometime after the ascension of her Son into heaven, the Virgin Mary also made a similar journey into heaven. The year is not given, but the date was set as August 15. Christians have celebrated this alleged event for nearly 2,000 years. The holiday is called the Feast of the Assumption of Mary. The Assumption of Mary is church doctrine within the Catholic Church and the Eastern Orthodox Church and a few other denominations. I have announced repeatedly, online and in my books, that the life of Jesus, as presented in the Bible, is symbolism based on solar mythology. The flights of Jesus and Mary from earth to heaven cannot be literally true. The only sensible explanation for these alleged events is found in cosmic mythology, in cosmic symbolism. Our presentation shall be focused on unveiling the astrotheological meaning of the ascension of the Virgin Mary, into heaven. So, let us begin. Okay, first off, I need to orientate you to our sky map here. And then we will begin the unveiling of the Virgin Mary symbolism, wherein the Mother of God is alleged to have floated from earth to heaven in harmony with her Son, Jesus Christ. This mythology was written during the astrological age of Pisces. Therefore, I have set our sky map to that era, which began in 126 BC. I have set our sky map to the year 100 of the Common Era. According to the religious scholars, the Gospels, or the life of Jesus Christ, was written within the first 100 years of his alleged appearance on earth. The life of Jesus and his companions is based on cosmic symbolism, and the story is reflective of the astronomical transits and positions within the early years of the astrological age of Pisces. Star positions change with the unfolding of each astrological age. This is why it is important that our sky map is set to the proper time frame. Cosmic mythology has multiple phases and categories of interpretation, but in order to clearly explain this particular symbolism, I need only acquaint you with a couple of reference indicators and a handful of astronomical terms, which I will do presently. So the project ahead of us is relatively simple, and you will find the final explanation of the symbolism of Mary, the Mother of God, very, very vivid. So let us review a few particulars here that I will use and go through as we start our animation here shortly, during which I will give the final interpretation of the Virgin Mary symbolism. Now right here we have our date and time window. This number here indicates the year. This is the month. This is the day. So this is saying the year 100 AD, March the 1st, the third month, the first day of the month. Over here, this number indicates the hour, this the minute, this the second. I will be using these numbers shortly as I manipulate my sky map during this animation. First off, I think I'll turn my universe around so that the east is facing us, because one of the first things that I will explain is the heliacal rising. That is important to the symbolism. That and the chronicle setting. I'll explain these terms here shortly. But I want you to see this red line here. This is the celestial equator. This gold line here, this is the ecliptic. That's the path of the zodiac. And where the visible universe meets this dark space here, this is our horizon. This is our horizon. This is the viewpoint from Earth. We have a universe below us that we cannot see, we can only see one half of the universe at the time, and that is the universe, the sky, the heavens that are above our horizon. Now we need to go through a cycle of the sun rising and setting as we approach the final explanations here. I think I want to turn our sky map at an angle here so that you can better see the zodiac, ecliptic, and we're going to change our date to the 21st. March 21st, that's the time of the vernal equinox. And I want you to see that. And right here, as I said before, this is our hour number. And I'm going to manipulate this so that you can see a sunrise and a sunset. And because this is an important part of the final explanation of the symbolism. But I can tick this 1 hour at a time, and you notice here, as I said, this is our zodiac, and you can see the zodiac signs here as they rotate through the day. That's why I turned that at an angle, because I want you to be able to view that. Now, when we astronomically, the rising of the sun takes place at 6 a.m. And so when I hit 6 here, we see the sun rising. As I mentioned concerning the horizon before, the part of the sky that we see, of course, is only that which is above us. And during the daytime, because of the light of the sun, we can't see the stars. We can't see the constellations. But nevertheless, they are remaining visible for us in this animation so that we can keep track of the movement of the sun. So I'm going to continue here. And we see, this is important, I'm going to explain later. You see the sun here and you see Pisces. And as I said earlier, this is set for the era of Pisces because the mythical Jesus came in the era of Pisces. And here we see the sun is in Pisces. So let's go further here. Just want you to get a feel of this because this is important as we go along to the final explanation. Most of the procedure of explaining this symbolism is the preparation so that we'll get the proper and clearest understanding. Now we're going toward the setting of the sun, which will take place at 18 hours. And I'm going to move this around a little so that you can see. You see the sun's about to set here. And and there's 18. The sun is setting. Now, we know the sun is in Pisces, and over here in the east, we see Virgo is rising. That's important because within the astrotheological symbolism, Virgo represents Mary. Virgo is the counterpart for Mary. We all have seen the icons of the zodiacal sign Virgo, with an ear of wheat. That ear of wheat represents Jesus in the agricultural phase of the symbolism. You notice in the Bible, Jesus makes the point on several different occasions that he is the bread of life. That stalk of wheat that we see Virgo holding, that represents Jesus in the symbolism. It's the same as the Madonna and Child. The wheat being held in the hand of Virgo, that's in the agricultural phase of the symbolism, as Jesus being the bread of life. And in the Madonna and Child, that's more in the religious representation with the human being shown. But it's the same symbolism. There are different phases to it, but it's the same symbolism. But at this point, we'll go in deeper into it in a few minutes here. I want you to see that Virgo is rising as the sun is setting in Pisces here. But we will continue on. Now, you notice here that actually this is daytime. So we can't actually see the stars. We can't see the constellation above the horizon. But once we take one more dip, we come into the night, and now the night stars and constellations are visible. And so I'm going to take us on around. When we get to 24, 0 and 24 is the same. We see Virgo is very visible. She's at the apex of the heavens. And remember, Virgo is the Mary. And when we explain the symbolism of Virgo, of Mary ascending into the heavens, actually the counterpart to Mary in the mythological symbolism is Virgo. Now, the key to decoding the Virgin Mary symbolism, and the Virgin Mary, as I said before, is Virgo, the Virgin Virgo. The key is the date. The church tells us that the Virgin Mary, she made her ascension into the heavens on August 15. That is the key to the symbolism. They didn't mention a year, but they was very precise about the date. So the key is the date of August 15. The church was very specific about the date when Mary rose to heaven. So we will now set the date of our sky map to August 15. so that we can examine the status of and whereabouts of Virgo and also the sun. So I'm going to manipulate our month here to 8. That would be August, the 8th month. And the day the 15th. It's R0 minutes. I'll take the minutes, the 0 also. 0 with the hours, that's equivalent to midnight. And let me move our sky map around a little so we can have a better view of the ecliptic. Now I think I'll take our sky map to 6 a.m. or maybe 5 a.m. That's the dawn of the day. And I'll adjust it a little more here. I want us to be able to see clearly the sunset. I may do some more adjustments here. But at this time, I want to unveil the symbolism, after which I will prove the symbolism with the use of this sky map. According to the Jewish Christian priesthood or church fathers that sanctioned this holiday of the ascension of Mary, she ascended to heaven so as to spend eternity with her Son, Jesus Christ. We have already established that according to the cosmic symbolism, Mary refers to the sign Virgo. Next, we must define heaven. We know for certain that a human being named Mary did not float through the sky and outer space to a mystical heaven beyond the stars. Such a belief would be beyond reason. So the answer is clear. Jesus was a sun god, and heaven is wherever the sun is. Heaven is the world of light established by the sun. The heaven that the Virgin ascended to is the heaven of the celestial sun. As I have already mentioned, the acronical setting of a star is when the sun sets, a star briefly appears and is then absorbed into the light of the sun, as the sun itself sits beneath the western horizon. Now, such a star or constellation was seen by the ancients as joining with the sun, as the sun blazed its way through the underworld. Such was the joining of the Virgo constellation into the light of the sun, into heaven, and that is to say the celestial heaven, surrounded by the blaze of the sun. That is our celestial heaven. That is the heaven that Virgo ascended into. So now that I have explained the true astrotheological meaning of the Assumption of Mary, I shall activate our sky map, and I will use this sky map to confirm what I have just said to you. So let me begin our animation. I still don't like the position of our sky map. Let me bring it back around this way. I want to make sure that you see certain key points. So I may be adjusting our sky map as we move along. But I'm going to use our hour number here to simulate the movement of the sun through the cosmos. As I've said several times before, we started this out at 6 a.m., that's dawn, and the sun is breaking up above the horizon. And of course, we cannot, excuse me, of course, we cannot see the constellation of stars during the daytime, but we can see their outline here so that we can still track the path of the sun. So let's go. We see the sun is right at Leo. By 12, we see the sun is at the apex there. Let me move this sky map somewhat to the left now, because I want you to see the descent of the sun into the underworld. And we'll start the movement of the sun again. You know, I explained the the meaning of the chronicle setting is that the sign of the constellation or a star, the chronicle setting is that when the sun sets, the stars will become visible. But the stars that become visible just for a fleeting moment or a few minutes and then descend with the sun, in the symbolic language of the ancients, those stars, a constellation, what have you, as were seen as joining, as being absorbed, as going with the sun. And that is what I intend to prove happens on this date of 8/15, that the ancient priesthood established as the day of the Assumption of Mary. We are proving that that actually refers to the joining of Virgo with the sun. That Virgo's trip to heaven is actually the joining with the sun, because the sun resides in heaven, the light of the sun. So let me stop talking and continue this on for you. Okay, we see 18, the sun is setting. Here at 19, and right here, we see the sun has set and the stars are out. But actually, now with our sky map here, the astronomers, they have the constellation labeled. So we see Virgo right here, But actually, when a star is designated as to its position, it's not the whole constellation. It really is a particular star, generally the alpha star. In the case of Virgo, it would be Spica. But at this point, Virgo comes into sight right as the sun disappears, enough for darkness to to show above the horizon, and then Virgo is gone. That is in a chronicle setting that the ancients describe as the assumption or ascension of the constellation Virgo, which is a pseudonym for Mary, or Mary is a pseudonym for the constellation Virgo, into heaven. Virgo is now with the sun. Now, it's important to understand, like I said before, the sky is moving westward at 1 degree a day, about 30 degrees a month. So Virgo would not be seen in the night sky again for several months because Virgo is with the sun. That's the pattern. And the pattern will repeat itself annually. But now Virgo is now with the sun. And we want to go around to where as we break through the morning again. And in fact, I want to take this, I want to show you the symbolism vividly. I'm going to take it up a month here so that we can see, rather than going just 1 degree, I want you to see clearly how Virgo has transitioned above the horizon. So let me take this up. Let me bring around so we can see toward the eastern side here. Now, lo and behold, see the sign of Virgo. Virgo is now united with her sun, the sun. She's in heaven with the sun. Let's observe her. And this is during the daytime, so of course we can't see these constellation of stars, but they calculated and put in their symbolic writings what was happening with the constellation Virgo at a certain time. And that's what that story is about. It's symbolism. The priesthood, the Catholic priesthood, the Jewish priesthood, they have one religion for themselves, a secret religion, and of course the public version which they give to us, but that's total nonsense. But this is Mary in heaven with her son, with the sun, right there. And let's continue on. And let me move it so we can see the descent. Of Virgo into the underworld. Now she's with the sun, and this condition will persist for a cycle of months. I haven't calculated the exact date when Virgo will enter the night sky again, but it's something you can look up. But this transition will take place through the various constellations over the course of a year. But they have pointed out Virgo and put a special date for Virgo because of the importance of this constellation. And that's why they brought forth this holiday for us. But let me go through and bring in the night sky again. And let me back this up a minute. I want you to emphasize the point. See, the astronomers have put together a great program here. See how the sun goes, they have it going down and the sun is really blazing. And Virgo is in this blaze with the sun. Mary, the mother of God, has ascended into heaven and is spending eternity with her son. So there you have it. This is the symbolism, the astrotheological symbolism unveiled of the holiday of the Assumption of the Virgin Mary. I think it's beyond rational dispute. In closing, I have written 7 books on the subject of astrotheology, namely The Astrological Foundation of the Christ Myth in 4 volumes, The Biggest Lie Ever Told, 4th edition, Lifting the Gnostic Veil, and The Secret Origins of Judaism. My books are like a course on astrotheology. Within my books, I supply you with the information that will enable you or help you to understand the codes of Bible symbolism. The religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, are all based on astrotheological symbolism. The holy books of these religions are works of literature and to a great extent reflect cosmic symbolism. I have explained in my books how and why the ancients of several thousand years ago integrated religion and astronomy. There is great truth in religion. However, the truth is symbolic and not as literally given within the Semitic scriptures. When I speak of great truth, I am not speaking only of cosmic symbolism. There is also great spiritual truth within these books, but you have to be taught how to understand it. It is not obvious. The ancients chose to conceal divine truth in order to protect it from the profane. Astrotheology is the vital link, not only to the understanding of cosmic mythology, but also to spiritual enlightenment as well. The enlightenment is acquired through intellect and not through faith. So you can read excerpts from my books at my site, thechristmyth.com. A link to the site is below in the description. You can also purchase the books from my site at a terrific discount. And if you appreciate the information we are offering, hit the subscribe button so that you will be notified of future videos. And if you like what you've heard and seen, then tap the like button. I would appreciate it. So I thank you, and I appreciate your time.